What's up, you guys? I'm Rachel DeMita, and welcome to the Courtside Club. Happy Father's Day to all of the dads out there. I hope that you guys are enjoying your Sunday. And today we have a very special Sunday episode of Courtside Club for you. It's going to be chill. It's going to be relaxed. As you guys can see, I'm still traveling right now, but I wanted to make sure I got a video out for you guys. Before we even start, I have to apologize because I am so sorry that I was not able to go live for the Indiana Fever versus New York Liberty game. I was working sideline for CBS, and for the Big Three, and our games were at the exact same time as the Indiana Fever game, but I was following along online, watching highlights, watching the box score, and a lot of you guys were asking me to go live, so I felt so bad, but I was able to rewatch the game, and that's what I wanted to go over with you guys today. Also, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of the birthday wishes. My birthday was yesterday, and I saw all of your tweets and comments, and I very much appreciate it, so thank you so much for that. But with all of that, let's jump right in and let's talk about this wild game. The Indiana Fever defeated the New York Liberty 102-88, ending their undefeated streak to start the season. This was a huge game. Caitlyn Clark and Sophie Cunningham made their return to the Indiana Fever, and a lot of fans had been worried about the Indiana Fever because they haven't been playing great over the past few weeks. They have lost some games that they shouldn't have lost. They are sitting at 500 on the season, but obviously going into the season, a lot of us were anticipating the Fever to be a very dominant team, and it just felt like they hadn't clicked yet. But boy, did so much of that change last night. So let's talk about Caitlyn Clark. The thing that impresses me most about her is her ability to step up in big moments. When the bright lights are on, Caitlyn Clark is also on. She went off last night for 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, and 7 3-pointers. Now, you guys, she had been out for over 2 weeks with a quad injury, and some were wondering if she was going to have minutes restrictions, how much she was going to be playing, if she was going to be up to full speed, and she clearly was. There was a point during the game where she had 3 3-pointers in 38 seconds, and these weren't just regular old 3-pointers. These were her signature logo threes from feet behind the 3-point line.
It's literally when she crosses half court, she can shoot that shit. Yeah.
And there was a really funny point in the game where Caitlyn Clark actually hit a 3-pointer on Brianna Stewart, and all she could really do was smile and laugh. Like, there's this funny interaction between the both of them where they're running back down the court, because what do you do at that point? How much better defense can you play on Caitlyn Clark if she is on fire like that? And she was clearly feeling it. She was in the groove. And when she hit this span of those 3 3-pointers in that 38 seconds, like I mentioned, that was a time when the Indiana Fever were down by more than 10 points to the New York Liberty. That was such a huge spark for the Fever, for the fans. The arena lit up. And that's what I mean when I say that she is ready for the moment. She steps up in those big moments. It seems like she plays better when the pressure's on, when the bright lights are on. That's why I also get so annoyed when people still won't believe the hype, or they say the hype around Caitlyn Clark is just hype. Like, no, she is an incredible basketball player. She does things on the court that we have not seen in the women's game. And the closest thing that we have seen with the style of play that Caitlyn plays is somebody like a Steph Curry. And he was somebody who electrified the NBA. If you remember in the 2016, 17, 18, 19 seasons, and Steph Curry still does wild stuff on the court, but that is like the closest comparison that I can make to an NBA player, to Caitlyn Clark. Like, she is so box office. She is so exciting to watch. So when millions and millions of people are tuning in to watch her play, they're watching her play because of the basketball, and she continues to prove her worth on the court every single time she steps on the court. And with that, she had a huge impact on elevating her entire team yesterday. We did see the Indiana Fever playing much faster than they have been playing to start the season. And I think that's for 2 reasons. I think one is because Caitlyn Clark is back in the mix, and other teams have to defend the Indiana Fever differently when Caitlyn Clark is on the floor, and she just creates so much space on the floor because wherever she's at, that defender has to be on her. So it honestly just opens up the floor for the rest of her players, and it makes it so other players can get wide open 3-pointers. It doesn't seem so crammed. Aaliyah Boston can get her touches as well. Kelsey Mitchell is able to create her shot because she has more space because there's not as much help side defense on her. So I think that's one reason that the team team was able to play faster, get the ball moving around. But I also think the New York Liberty also play a quick style of basketball, and the Indiana Fever just held pace with them. Honestly, you guys, the New York Liberty are probably one of the top 3 teams that I enjoy watching play. They play a great brand of basketball, and I also love some of the players on their team. Like, they are super exciting, to watch. So when the Liberty and the Fever match up, like, this is money. This is money. This is box office basketball. This is prime time basketball. And I'm also really hoping that the media starts pushing maybe this rivalry or this matchup series a little bit more than they do, say, the Fever and the Sky, because we have seen the kind of difference in abilities and in skill levels between the Fever team and the Sky team. So I'm really hoping that they push this one a little bit more. But I also think that the Fever, which can be a good and a bad thing for them, they are an adaptable team. So when they play a team like the New York Liberty, they're keeping up with pace and they're kind of sticking with the pace that the Liberty sets. But then when they play a team like the Atlanta Dream, who slows it down and mucks up the game, they also just keep pace with them and they slow down and they let the game get mucked up. So what I'm hoping to see from the Fever is that they can truly stand in their identity of playing fast basketball, moving the ball around, getting those wide open threes, spreading the floor, and it's not just reliant on who they match up against. Does that make sense? But this was such a good game of basketball. I rewatched it this morning so I could feel all the feels that you guys were feeling yesterday when you were able to watch it live. Now, the Fever starting lineup for this game was Caitlyn Clark, Lexi Hall, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and Natasha Howard. But one thing that I noticed was towards the end of the game, Sophie Cunningham was playing a lot more at the 4 position. Now, I just also wanted to note that DeWanna Bonner is out for personal reasons. I hope everything is okay with her and her family, but she has been out, and Sophie really stepped up big in that 4 position, and she didn't score many points. She only had 5 points on the night and she had 4 rebounds, but she was a plus 31 on the floor, which was the highest plus minus of anyone on the team. And she played a total of 25 minutes. And a lot of those minutes really came in toward the end of the game to make sure that the Indiana Fever could pull away. So I wonder if, as the season starts shaking out, if the starting lineup turns out to be Caitlyn Clark at the 1, Kelsey Mitchell at the 2, Lexi Hall at the 3, Sophie Cunningham at the 4, and Aaliyah Boston at the 5. Now, if they do that, they're definitely going with a smaller lineup because Natasha Howard is just stronger in general and a bigger body. But it's a smaller lineup, but it's a lineup that can run. It's a lineup that can play really fast. And like I've told you guys a million times about this Indiana Fever team, they are undersized, but they can use that to their advantage. And if they run the ball and if they're able to run teams out of the gym, them being undersized doesn't actually matter. Now, I also want to note that the New York Liberty were without 2 of their starters. They were without Jonquel Jones and they were without Leonie Fibich. And those are 2 players who do make a huge impact for the New York Liberty. And if Jonquel Jones was playing in yesterday's game, I wonder if the Fever would have had to make adjustments even more, because Jonquel Jones is a stretch 5. She plays really strong and big in the inside, but she can also come out to the 3 and hit those 3-pointers. She can hit long 2s. Like, she is somebody that you have to pick up everywhere on the court. And so she makes such an impact. And then obviously Fibich as well is a starter for them. So they were without 2 very impactful players, but Sabrina Ionescu went off for 34 points. She had 4 assists and 2 rebounds, and she also had 4 3-pointers. She did such a great job at just getting to her spots, getting open looks, and she played nearly every minute of the game. She played 38 minutes on the night. Breanna Stewart also played 38 minutes on the night, and she ended the game with 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. One thing I want to mention about Breanna Stewart, boy, does she have a special whistle. I want to give her credit because she knows how to use her body. She knows how to draw fouls, but there were so many times that I felt like an Indiana Fever player got their hand on the ball, but Breanna Stewart was able to maneuver her body and get the foul called, or she was able to fall on the ground. There was also a couple times that I felt like Breanna Stewart traveled. She likes to catch the ball, and sometimes her feet start moving before the ball hits the ground. But with that, you guys, in the WNBA, in the NBA, pretty much in every league, the superstars do for the most part, have a special whistle. And so, you know, she's earned that. She's earned that. She's a winner. She's a fantastic player, but that's something to look out for because I was just giggling at some of these calls and I was like, man, Breanna Stewart is up there with the A'ja Wilson whistle. But I'm not going to keep you guys too much longer. I pretty much just wanted to give you my honest reaction to the game. It was so cool to see the Indiana Fever playing to their abilities, and they ended the game with 102 points. And like I told you guys at the beginning of the season, I predicted that the Indiana Fever would lead the entire WNBA in scoring, and I have been so flabbergasted when they have had some of these games where they're only scoring in the 50s and 60 points. I'm like, what is going on? Because we see with their roster, we see what they have going on. They have so many people who are able to put the ball in the basket, and if they play fast and if they play quick, then I could see them scoring around 100 points in most of these games. So we'll just have to see, but overall they did a great job. And the New York Liberty also, like, they're one of my favorite teams to watch. Don't hate me for that, but they play a really fun brand of basketball. So overall, I really enjoyed this game. I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to go live for the watch party, but hopefully I will be able to hit the next one. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Click that little subscribe button because we upload new videos every single week. And with that, you guys, I'll see you next time. Uwiana.